Hello everyone and welcome back to another Bitcoin chart planning update video. The purpose of this video specifically is just going to be a way for me to go over two trades I completed today that I closed out today, why I was in those trades in the first place, why I got out of them, and as well as just to go over the P&L for them. And hopefully this was a good learning opportunity for at least one of you. But before we get started, guys, because I am going to be going over a chart and what I personally do within these charts, it is not financial advice. This is just a way for me to express myself, how I manage my trades, and just to entertain you guys as well. But to go ahead and get started, before I jump into the trade that shows on the thumbnail that I made like 2,900 on, I'm going to go over a little short trade I made intraday today. It was a day trade. It did not work out. I was trading SBIT and during the FOMC meeting. So this area right here, this is the today during the meeting. So that's the one I'm gonna be focusing on. And then towards the end of the video, I'll go over the bigger picture and what I'm looking for going forward from here. So to first get started, basically, I ended up opening, I had a long position on BitU that I've been accumulating during this dip, and I sold today. I'm going to get into that one secondly. But the short trade, which was the one where I actually lost some on, I bought 1,000 shares. It cost me, if I can look at my notes here, $9,555. I opened it here on this hourly candle. The reason I did this is so we had some building up during the trading day today, where we had some FOMO, some mixed reactions on the market. If you guys have been watching the charts during the FOMC announcement on interest rates, where it is flat, they didn't cut or raise rates. There was a lot of fluctuations. It looks like Wall Street sort of, or at least major whales in Bitcoin didn't really know how to handle the news. And they're also waiting on the press conference that happened shortly after an interest rate announcement. So within this candle, basically we had a lot of fluctuations, and I ended up opening that 1,000 share of SBIT right down here. When I saw that this candle started to come lower and it started showing signs that it's going to break below this swing low right here at $550 basically, I opened an SBIT position and it kept dropping lower. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the purpose of this position was to sort of balance out any losses I'm going to have on BitU to sort of, soften that loss for the day, and then try to keep my portfolio as high up there as it possibly could, and try to profit from the downside. What ended up happening, which actually to my surprise, because I thought I was going to continue the trend, was I thought that due to this lower high from right here, so we had a higher high, a higher high from here, and then we had a lower high. I thought, okay, well, you know what, this is probably just a little bit of a reaction before it coming back down and then maybe retesting the swing low right here. I was wrong. Instead, I was up in the green a little bit with SBIT, looking good at the moment. I think I was up no more than, I think it was $40 at the moment at the lowest point right here, and then it started reversing higher. So I opened this position on SBIT again because I saw that this previous swing low was going to get broken, and I was trying to profit on it to soften the loss I'm going to have on BitU. Instead, the price, as you can see on this hourly candle, ended up shooting higher. The moment I closed out this trade at, I don't know the actual share price. I just have the calculator opened up, but I sold the trade. I took back $9,179.84, which came out to a loss of $375.16. So I lost almost $400 on that trade, which I'm glad I closed it out, because again, when I saw the price come up higher, I kept holding just a little bit because we had this 24-hour liquidity wall on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, and it kept holding. It kept pushing down the price. It kept kind of like not wanting to go over it, but it also wasn't looking too bearish. And then also at the same time, the RSI was, getting closer. At the moment, it wasn't maxing out the top range of the RSI. It actually was. It kept fluctuating up and down, and I thought, well, if it breaks any more above this previous swing high line right here, then I'm just going to close it, because it looks like there is enough momentum, and it looked like this was just a reaction after the news event, and then we're going to potentially push up higher. What ended up happening was, after I saw the price even break above, even slightly closer to that liquidation wall above the swing high, then I closed out that SBIT share. So I lost almost $400 on it, which is fine, because the overall win for the day was more than that. So I was at a net positive at the end of the day. So I'm very thankful for that. What ended up happening was, as they kept pushing higher, this candles where it all went down, and we kept pushing higher, and then we ended up breaking into this orange area. And it kept getting near this next liquidation wall, which is at 104,000, a 3-day liquidity wall. I'm not sure if this is still valid at the moment recording this. At the time this liquidation wall was still valid, it might have faded out by now, because it is already just almost 9:30 at night for me. The moment that started happening, I saw some weakness forming, and that liquidity wall was holding quite strong. I thought, you know what, looks like this is a moment where I should be looking to sell. So I looked at my overall P&L for the day. I was up a decent amount, over 2,000, almost 3,000. And I thought, like, okay, you know what, this is a great time to sell. The RSI is maxed out at that point up here. The liquidation wall seems to be holding quite strong. So I decided to sell that one as well. And I'm going to have a picture up here for you guys on the screenshot of what my position looks like with BitU. If you guys want, you can subtract $375 from that to factor in the loss I had with SBIT, and that'll be my true P&L at the end of the day, which is still up just over $2,500, which is very, very good. At least for me, that's a very good P&L for me. I usually I'm still working on trying to improve my trading, and I'm very, very happy with that at the end of the day. So afterwards, what happened is that, okay, well, I sold, the price came down a little bit on this next candle. It ended up coming down a bit, and it found support at this 120. I did not take another position. I do not have any open positions besides a background position where I have about just over 0.18 Bitcoin on an exchange on the spot market, because I have that one working on the background, because I do believe eventually, real soon, the price will be up here in this next leg up area, over $110,000. So I have that one in the background to try to play as a swing trade up there. But basically, guys, one more time, I'm just going to summarize it before getting into my expectations not going forward, and what my plans are to open up another BitU position. Again, I saw weakness in the chart. Once it started looking like it was going to break below the swing low, I opened up an SBIT position just to short Bitcoin to try to soften my overall P&L for the day, so I'm not down too much. Instead, it went up higher. The moment, in order for me to want to sell, I wanted to make sure that this isn't just a fake out rally before coming down higher. When the price started showing strength that it is going to hit this liquidity wall and hold it at 103,000, which is just above this swing high, to me, that looked like it was, more bullish momentum was building, and the RSI still had more time, more space to max out. So instead, I closed that position again, lost at $375 and something cents, and then I let it was right here, and then I let BitU keep running. I let BitU keep running up to this next liquidity wall on the same candle, where the RSI began to max out. So to me, I was like, okay, this is a good time for me to sell. I'm very happy with this. It looks solid. So I did sell, regardless of the price going up even higher. I feel very good about it just because I had my own solid reasons why I'm selling. I'm not selling out of fear. I'm selling purely on the fact that we are showing resistance right here on this liquidity wall. It is within my resistance area in the orange area, and the RSI is also looking to weaken as well. So now after that, the price kept rallying a bit more. So what I'm looking for now is that within this overall structure, and then tomorrow I might maybe delete these liquidation walls and update them to be a little bit more accurate. But overall, we do have this clear first wave up, a second wave, and actually before I even do this, actually I didn't think about this, but let me see if I can just measure this simple extension area to see if we are I feel like if I did this prior, I probably would have held a bit longer, but it looked like we can definitely push up higher still into this area. I'm going to leave that behind for now because this is a little choppy and this can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. I'm not too confident on it, but I am going to start from this clear swing low all the way up to this so far what the current high is. So the high is right there at the moment. We'll do something like that so it doesn't take up too much of the screen, and then we'll make it a little bit different. We'll just do a blue. So now what I'm looking for is, so far this is the range I'm looking at. This is the good retracement area. This shows that if it were to come down, it can find support at the previous smaller structure swing low right here. And then if it were to weaken a bit more and show any further downside, it would also come in line with this resistance, which can act as support now, which also coincidentally, you can't really see it too well, but there is a 120 moving average right here around basically just under 103,000. So in order for me to want to get in again on a long position with like for example BitU that I focus on quite oftenly, I want to see the price. If it shoots up any higher, that's fine. I got that swing position in the background, and we also have a liquidity wall right here at 106. And then also maxing out the range just above that as well. So we have potential resistance in this area, but I'm not going to buy something that's already been rallying quite a bit and it's near potential resistance. This can easily keep rallying upward and easily hit 110,000 plus, but I'm not going to fall into hype or hope or anything like that. Purely, I'm going to focus on trying to be conservative with my trades because I've been hurt by the market a lot, trying to, just being too hopeful and being too hyped. Right here, up here, I actually have up here, I had 1,500 shares. I forgot I had this here. 57.08 was my average price. I ended up selling at 59.42. To be very clear, because I said this in previous update videos, we still have a potential floor zone where we can see a 3-wave corrective move still happen. We still have a lot of swing highs up here, a lot of points that can act as a resistance, and this can still act as a resistance and come down. I'm gonna be, there's still a little bit more evidence. I want to consider this to be a confirmed 3-wave bottom, but due to the very strong structure we have, the very consistent ascending support line we have right here that I don't have drawn out, but you can easily tell this is the very consistent ascending line for the chart. Everything is looking strong enough where I'm going to go ahead and say that the third wave is in and we're not going to come into this red area no longer. We absolutely could, but I feel like now there's much more than enough evidence to just not worry about that too much, at least for me. So I'm just, again, to make it simple, this can still max out a little bit more. It can still continue up higher and max out this orange area, while at the same time, if I can see where it's at, I'll just move it sideways. We can still max out this area. So until that happens, I'm just going to keep moving this higher as it goes higher. But as of right now, this is it. And I want to see the price come down, either, ideally both, but either the retracement area, the new retracement area I just drew, or the 120 moving average. Ideally, if it can hit both, that'll be great. And most likely because they are both, mixing with each other. But I want to see the price come down, mix with this area, and then also show strong support within the RSI. So rather that's going to be anywhere between the point or the halfway point at the 50 mark or down here at the 30 mark. So anywhere within it, I'm going to begin accumulating. So I want to see this come down, break below the yellow moving average, and then I'll begin accumulating. Also, at the same time, it's got a mix between that 120 moving average and the retracement line currently as it's showing at the moment, which could change depending on what the price does. But that's what I'm going to be looking for now to take another position. And also, I just want to appreciate this chart really well. After this big dip, we've been seeing really, really, really good price action. Like, I've been making videos updating everyone on what I'm looking for. As we were coming down, I kept saying, I would like to see this come down, try to get to that red. But if we do go up, we'll have this as a strong resistance area where we can see the price get rejected. It did. It came up, got rejected. We ended up finding support at a previous support line back here in the past a little bit, but I stressed it out here. And then we pushed up higher. We ended up then finding resistance, maxing out that retracing area, and then we came down. We came down perfectly, and I drew this one during the live stream, but we came down perfectly into this imbalance right here. Great magnet area. Usually it tends to act as a magnet area, some imbalance. Really good support, and then we started pushing up higher. And then we consolidated within the channel. And then we started pushing up higher finally, because this whole time, even during this big rise right here in this candle, we never maxed out the RSI. So seeing this come down to the imbalance, bottoming out the RSI to find support, and then pushing up higher. The whole time we've never maxed out the top of the RSI until basically just shortly after the FOMC meeting results were announced. Then that's when we started seeing it max it out. I did sell early, but I'm very happy with it, like for the reasons I gave earlier. Regardless if this kept pushing up higher, it's fine. I feel like I did a really, really good job with this trade. So now what I'm looking for is, again, everything I just explained, to find a new buying opportunity. So I'm going to keep track of this price until it begins coming down, and then I will begin to accumulate. On top of that, just to have it here, the support seems kind of mixed. It's kind of tough to read, but there's somewhat of support. I'm not really going to mess with it too much, but we have somewhat of an ascending support line at this area. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on that as well, as we eventually have a little bit of a retracement, so then we can begin accumulating once again. It'll be a shame to begin accumulating and then buy too much, and then I'm going to be patient with it. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just in case I didn't, I'm pretty sure I didn't have a picture up there or not, but basically in case I didn't, I'm going to go over it again. But I had 1,500 shares, and you guys can do the math too. But I sold, ended up being a $2,919.96 profit on this trade. So I'm very thankful for that. And again, you can subtract the 375 from the SBIT if you want. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hope this one made sense, and hope, let's hope we have some really interesting price actions continuing on leading into February, because I do believe February is going to be a very bullish month. So yeah, I'll catch you guys soon, and take care.